What movie are we watching?
Return of the Jedi.
That's correct.
Ben.
Yes.
Oh, I just had to. I had to check a box for TV MA content because all the Marvel Netflix stuff is on here
Marvel
now.
Netflix stuff came. I tried to explain that to Ben last night. He was like, I don't know what any of this means, and I just sent him a...
Jay was just like, there's going to be ratings, and they're probably going to ask for your password, and I was like, I have no idea what any of this means.
Which often happens with Ben. If I explain a situation down to the T, Ben will go, I have no idea what the
It wasn't explained down to the T, though. You just said there's going to be a rating system, so I'm just going to give myself the highest rating, and I was like, what does that mean? What are these words?
Let's go back to the message here.
This is also at like 9:30 at night when I was about to go to bed, and then was awake until 11 because my brain hates me.
Okay, I did not explain it as well as I thought I did. I'll give you that. TVMA, it's time to start pitching Downtime Darth and Papa Palps harder.
Oh, man, I think I said the last episode, we can do it. It's going to happen.
Listen, all I'm saying, Disney Plus, is Paramount Plus would let us do it. I'm just saying. They already...
Plus absolutely would let us do it.
Would be contractually obliged to put a Chevy Tahoe in the background, though.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's a small price to pay. Look, Papa Palps has to get to work somehow, and how better than a good old Chevy Tahoe?
Ben and I were having a late conversation with a friend of the show last night, and we just kept sending voice messages back and forth. It's just like, Cortana, wake me when you need me. Wake me when you need a driver to go to the local Wendy's in the 2022 Chevy Tahoe. Just like back and forth for like 10 minutes, just bullshit like that. It was a lot of fun. Are we all on 000?
Aren't all of us just on 000 or just a step away from 000 every day?
Every day, all day, forever.
Every day, all day.
Hey, yo, welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever. This week, Return of the Jedi, a movie that we have not watched yet because, as you already know, I hope at this point, we are watching live commentaries so that you can watch along with us this rotation.
The way you said that frightened me, Jay.
What?
A movie in which we haven't watched yet, and I was going to be like, hold on. We're how many rotations deep?
What, did you think I had, like...
In general?
The way you said it, it sounded like you meant in general we haven't
Jay's
seen Return of the Jedi.
fully fucking lost it. Has Star Wars amnesia.
I have selective amnesia. I have selective Star Wars amnesia.
I don't think I realized sitting down here now, or until sitting down here now, how long my beard has gotten. And I look like I've really just been truly driven mad by this podcast at this point.
You do look like my dealer right now. With the hood up and the sick snapback. Sorry for that undisclosed,
my sick undisclosed vape brand hat I'm currently wearing.
Okay. I'm going to count us down. We go on one, gang. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, are you tired of this bit? Because it's the last time we're going to get to do it. Nobody there to pick it up.
Ben's hard on it today.
I'm running on like 2% battery right now.
You look miserable.
I'm excited. It's like one of my favorite parts of a Star Wars movie is the beginning of this movie. Nobody else enjoys it, but that's fine.
I'll enjoy it today. I think one thing that's kind of been lost in the plot here is that all of these watches are a million times better than our usual watches.
Oh, yeah.
We don't sit here and laugh and shit like that when we're usually watching.
It's going to be depressing.
Next rotation is going to be depressing. I've had that thought.
Oh, yeah.
I've basically watched all of these movies twice a week this entire rotation, and I've still been okay. Like, that's a miracle.
Jay is really getting the full experience of both recording and being the audience in the editing room.
If you think that I'm not going to watch the next rotation with these on, you're fucking nuts.
Oh my god.
Oh, that could be a lot of fun, actually.
Now that I mention it, yeah, that could be a really good
actually be a lot of fun.
That could be a really, really good bit.
Full on Inception at this point.
Oh.
The opening crawls in a
shit.
log.
I gotta get fucking Wikipedia ready to go.
Oh yeah, we gotta do a weird Wikipedia in here somewhere.
No, we don't.
I did say I would try to do that, didn't I?
No, you did not. You never
I
said
did.
that. You didn't say that. We didn't do one for Revenge of the Sith.
No, because episode 1 you were like, dang, we're not gonna have weird Wikipedia. And I was like,
Didn't
I'll figure it out.
And then you didn't do one for Revenge of the
Sith. Do a weird Wikipedia for Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, we've opened
didn't we
Wikipedia.
shoehorn something in there?
We've opened Wikipedia a million times this entire rotation, so there's no need for a dedicated.
Yeah, but that's
Wikipedia.
not
hard to
anything-
do. It's Ben's homepage. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing that I've noticed the trouble with this podcast so far. The idea is we're supposed to be watching along with the movie while people watch it, and we keep getting distracted with other shit. And I feel like Weird Wikipedia is a bridge too far, but if
Did
you
anyone
want to do it,
expect anything
God
different?
knows I can't stop you.
Jay, I don't think
Did
you
anyone
understand
expect
how I
this
watch
to be-
these movies.
Any different than how we've been doing it? Like, if you came into this rotation after the announcement thinking that we were going to talk about the movies a whole bunch, then I don't know what to tell you, man.
Granted, I feel like we've been more on topic than usual,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we
Which
have the
isn't
shit in
saying
front of
a
our
lot.
face.
which is not saying a lot whatsoever.
No, I don't want you. Excuse me. Please leave.
Sick burn on your cat.
Just watch Chris evict his cat.
You can't sit on my office chair with me.
Yes, I can.
Ow. Oh, your claws. Okay. Special guest appearance by my cat. Okay.
Oh, okay. I like this scene because George Lucas just didn't feel like paying a bunch of voice actors and was like, hey, or a bunch of actors to stand in there. So he was like, hey, actually, it's not this one now that I'm looking at it. It's the one where Palpatine arrives. So he was like, hey, I'm going to put in just like 50 million fucking like pieces of art stormtroopers, overlay it over the movie so I don't have to pay extras.
Didn't he do that with the special edition of New Hope too?
No,
During the
that
medal
was actually.
ceremony?
Oh, not the special edition. That was the original movie. Yeah,
Originally, the crowd was a lot thinner.
maybe. I doubt. I don't remember that, but that doesn't mean anything.
Ow! Damn it!
Is your cat still?
little warfare. Please leave. Stop it. Find the other cat. Your mom will be home in like an hour. Leave me alone.
See, the best thing is I know Chris's cat. Chris's cat wants nothing to do with anyone 90% of the time. So of course
No, it's
they
my
decide
wife's
that.
cat too, which is like weirder. Because she wants
Spiritually-
nothing to do with me normally.
Spiritually, I am Chris's cat.
You don't want anything to do with Chris?
No, I don't want anything to do with people 90% of the time.
Ben's kind of like my cat most days of the week, except for when we're recording. He really only wants to talk to me for like 20 minutes. Then
Jesus Christ.
I hear it from Ben like occasionally because he's not on Discord like the rest of us constantly. Ben is very busy.
Ben is
No,
very busy.
I'm just very bad at talking to people.
I'm also very busy lately, so I get it. I love this little fucking eye robot thing coming out of the
Yeah,
door.
it's super cool. It's super cool. This
I love how he just adds Oa
Just
to
the end.
to everything, and it's
Are you saying that Star Wars that Star Wars languages are nonsense with no meaning to them whatsoever? Because I, for
just
one, am
sounds like
shocked by this.
It sounds like a tourist stumbling through Mexico, just not speaking any actual Spanish to people, just adding to the end of everything.
Oh my god, that sounds awful. I like the beginning of this movie has grown on me in the same way that everything that is bad has grown on me, because it's really funny in its badness. That excuse me. That's the one thing with George. Maybe it's the nostalgia, but if something is bad, it's deeply funnily bad with George.
Wonga.
I like this bit right here because at the end of the conversation, I forget his name, the Twi'lek. Ben, you can go
Bib
ahead and
Fortuna.
type in Bib Fortuna.
Fortuna.
I knew you would know the
needed
name.
to type that.
No, I knew you would know right off the top of your head. At the end of it, he just exclaims "Lucha!" like out of nowhere.
He's informing 3PO that the Lucha show is next week. This week it's showtime at the cantina.
To have his pockets ready. Get ready to throw $10 bills at the wrestlers out of respect.
I do hate just how fucking mucusy the Gamorreans look.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me uncomfortable.
Lucha.
Trying to figure out where in this movie the edibles are going to kick in. It's been a fun thing, this rotation. Just trying to scroll ahead.
You said usually 45 minutes, right? When did you
Yeah,
take
but
your
I
edible?
I took them. When did
We're sitting here doing edibles math.
It was like 15 or so minutes before we sat down to record.
So
probably right around when Luke arrives.
That's great. It's not as good as nothing's gonna beat Auto Gunga. Auto Gunga.
No, yeah.
I also love how Luke doesn't fully explain the plan to C-3PO. Like, C-3PO doesn't figure out what the fuck's going on until this moment right here when the tape starts playing.
I really like that there had to have been a discussion before this where Luke went to R2 and was like, look, make me really tall. Because the only other time we've seen R2 do this, it was tiny Leia and her message. So clearly there was a discussion of like, can you do that, but can you make me very tall?
There's also another timeline where Luke makes Jabba look at this fucking recording as tiny little, like, 3-inch tall Luke.
That's the better timeline, honestly.
There's an episode of The Next Generation where someone new comes in to be the captain, and he's supposed to have negotiations, and very much unlike Picard, what he decides to do to handle these negotiations is make them wait for an hour and then walk in, throw a fit, and then leave again. I think this is Luke's basic fucking plan here. It's like, I will be bigger than everyone in the room. I will tell you to take this deal, and if you don't, there will be grave consequences. I also like that today I'm just hidden by a chair in our space, in our together mode space.
For some reason.
No matter what I do or how I move, I'm just stuck behind this chair.
You got Mike Wazowski.
I got Mike Wazowski. Which I was heartbroken
just stumbling through here and terrified of everything.
I want to be fair to Luke and say that if C-3PO knew the plan, he would have fucked it all up. But no, C-3PO needs to be treated better by all these dumb motherfuckers, so... I always forget that there's a Bible moment in this movie where Gonk is put up on the cross. Listen, I'm trying to play with your fucking bit here, Ben.
My bit.
You're a bit. You're the one that brings up the old meme that Gonk is a god.
He is.
The elder.
Well, the crucifixion of Gonk happens in this movie.
Nah. It ain't no crucifixion. My lord is alive and well.
He was revived 3 days later.
Yeah.
This is... I'm trying to point out characters that give me life in these movies in my watches. And I'd like to point out this droid right here that gives commands in this dungeon. I love this character. This character's fucking great. I know Ben's right now looking up the name of the droid. That droid is one of the best actors in this movie.
You know what?
I love them.
I'm not gonna do it now.
Hey, showtime at the canteen is in full swing.
Ben,
Nah,
do it.
I'm sitting here just
Do
trying
it.
to enjoy Max Rebo.
Do it.
Oh god.
Oh god, no, I need a distraction. I'm looking this up.
Oh, I'm happy. Cookie gay. Now, water. Cookie gay. This scene has grown on me tremendously.
Audience, I hope
This
you're
scene
enjoying
only
the
gets-
music segment here.
The only thing that gets me through this scene is sexy Rodian.
Can we just admit that Ben is a scaly?
This is something for sure.
He's not a furry, he's a scaly specifically. It's always the anthropomorphic amphibians and reptiles.
I mean, always.
Listen,
when else
Ben's
has
got
this
a
been
type.
brought up?
Ben has
Boss
a type.
Nass?
Yeah. Boss Nass.
I require a citation. When else this has happened?
Boss Nass.
Boss Nass.
Boss Nass isn't scaly.
He's an amphibious, like...
Yeah. He's a salamander man.
Yeah.
Or a frog man.
Yes, frogs don't have scales.
No, but it falls under, in the same way that a bird falls under the furry category, and amphibian falls under the scaly category.
No, there's a whole different thing for birds. I forgot what it's called, but there's a whole different thing for birds. Yeah.
Hi, welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we talk about how Ben's scaly.
This is not a road I thought we were going down today when I sat down here to record. My father occasionally listens to these. Dad, if you're watching this rotation, you're learning some stuff today, you know?
Oh my god.
Friend of the show, Zins, is the happiest person on the planet right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
By the way, I want to thank everybody for being excited about this whole project. I'm very happy. Also, the episode came out today where I read my 6th grade book report or whatever, and I got positive reviews on that.
Friend of the show, Zins, was thrilled about that segment.
Another great out of context comment that I've now put out into the world is arthritis is the answer. I don't know how that wasn't a title pitch. You know, I never think of Leia being short until I see her in this gear.
I mean, Chewie's also
a million feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Greedo again.
I'm telling you, George Lucas made the Rhodians and yeah, they all wear the same outfit.
Is it like a Lando thing where after he decided Lando wasn't a clone, he was like, all the Rhodians are clones, and then he decided that the Rhodians weren't clones?
The Clone
I love
Wars was
just
actually
the
just
body
an army of
language.
Rhodians.
Just the body language of Boba Fett raising that gun. You know there's like a muffled, God damn it. Like,
I was enjoying standing here menacingly.
Also, like, I love Boba Fett, but what are you gonna do, dude? Like,
The episode also came out today where we talk about like the 6th episode of Book of Boba Fett. If you can't tell,
Yeah,
we're recording on a
that.
Wednesday.
I got that pretty fucking wrong.
You did?
My prediction for the end of that series, I got it pretty fucking wrong.
oh,
Oh.
canonically,
Just a-
Maz
just a simple
Kanata
iPad.
hooked Leia up with that outfit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty neat. Listen, I like Maz Kanata.
I
I like that
know.
character a lot. I like anarcho-capitalist Maz Kanata.
I'm not here for libertarian Maz Kanata.
Chewie is going through it.
Yeah.
Chewie is having a day.
From this movie till the end of the entire series, Chewie is just has one bad day after another.
How did Luke pitch this to everybody? All right, Lando, you're gonna go in first. You're gonna just chill out there. You're gonna get
This
a
assumes
job.
that Lando and Luke have
Gonna get
ever
signed
had a
up with
conversation.
benefits. Okay, then I'm gonna send the droids in. They're gonna give a message. They're probably gonna get captured.
No one tell 3PO.
Then Chewie, I'm gonna need you to go in all in chains and stuff, and they're gonna keep you prisoner. Leia, you pretend to be this bounty hunter, and they're like, and if all of that fails, I'll come in and I'll save the day. It's like, Luke, you've got a laser sword, my man. Can't you go first and just deal with this? Or how about we all just go together and deal with this? And he's like, no. My convoluted plan is perfect.
The spirit of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon are just acting through Luke at this point.
I like to think like the way they treat the Emperor, it's like he knows everything at all times. He's a step ahead of everybody. So like he's just watching this all unfold, and he's just like to Vader,
Yes.
Lord Vader, that boy of yours is not very good with the plans.
No, let's be serious right now. Palpatine would respect this plan.
Palpatine
This is
would
a
love this
Palpatine.
plan.
Lord Vader, I've been keeping track of your son, and to be honest, I'm pretty sure I'm going to replace you with him. He's great at plans, and he
Look at
also
this, he just got
appreciates.
himself captured. It's fantastic.
The problem is, I don't think he had enough steps. It needs to be more complicated.
I don't know why
I
that
feel like I
credited Danny DeVito as
I feel
Frank
like-
Reynolds, but it did.
Yo, when we get Danny DeVito for a script read, can we have him do Yoda and Palpatine? Although I think we had Ben agreed on Palpatine, but I feel like Ben would be willing to give up the role.
I would give money to hear that.
Danny DeVito, please come on the podcast. I haven't bothered you in a while, but
Oh.
Santa. I got 3PO's just chilling there.
I don't think he's chilling. It looks like he's being harassed.
Yeah, he had his
horrendously.
mouth covered.
What is that behind him? A Gran? I think they're called a Gran. The 3 eyes.
Three-eyed guys? They are...
Yeah. I think that's a Gran.
Shit, I forget.
I like that I call everybody nerds all the time for knowing all of this
Yeah.
canon off the top of their heads, but if anything from before 08 shows up, I know it immediately. A hypocrite, sure.
Yeah, Grands.
I thought so.
Powerful.
What?
Lord Vader,
friends?
your daughter, on the other hand, just went in there full on like rich kid. Do you know who my father is? We have
Lord,
powerful friends.
Lord Vader, your daughter takes after you very
Yeah.
much. Luke takes after me. What do you
His
mean?
grandfather.
His grandfather. He can't walk it back now.
It's locked in, Disney. Fight me.
Oh, I'm just really glad that they have TVMA. Not that I would ever actually want to work with Disney, but TVMA makes this pipe dream possible.
Listen, it's gonna happen. Audience, I promise you, one day, I don't care how long it takes, I'm getting this made. We're gonna make these shows a reality.
It's never
God.
it won't be as weird as you searching into the Disney Plus app and getting Hey Jesse and Jessica Jones right side by side. Like, it won't be any weirder than that. The
I
fucking
think honestly, if we just met like Dave Filoni or even just like Jon Favreau, if we ran into one of them at a coffee shop and we were able to just pitch this to them, it's just weird enough where I think they'd be like, all right, let's see if we can do this.
Oh, let me be very clear. I never want to work for Disney or help them in any way. But I think we could convince them if we wanted to. I'm very uncomfortable at how Salacious Crumb is staring at the end of Jabba's tail there. It's uncomfortable.
Salacious Crumb is also a scaly, you know.
Hey, Ben.
I hate everything.
Oh, lovely. I love this scene. This is also pure comedy. This poor guy has just been the dummy for being beat up with comedy the entirety of the start of this movie. That
Bib
and 3PO.
Fortuna is the I'm sorry. Bib Fortuna
No.
is the tragic comedy character. Where she's like, his purpose is to just be the punching bag.
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's tragic.
Not tragic, but like unfortunate.
He gets what's coming to him.
I mean, he inherits Jabba's empire.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Well,
until
but
Boba Fett shows up.
Yeah.
Luke just comes in and immediately stands on the clearly trapdoor. I don't know how you don't look at that and immediately go, yeah, it's a trapdoor. I'm gonna fall through that if I stand there.
Your Jedi senses are not so astute to notice the trapdoor beneath your feet, Luke.
You gotta treat it like a New York storm drain. You try not to step on them because one of these days, it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow. But
Greedo!
one of these days, you're going through.
Why is Greedo everywhere?
He also hears 3PO say, Luke, you're standing
Yeah.
on, and like, no, doesn't register. Not a thought in his pretty little head.
I would like to point out that it's becoming almost a meme now where I'll hold up my arm and point at something, like Wolf of Wall Street style, like throughout all of these recordings. And not
And
only can
there's,
the
like-
audience not see it, but half the time Ben and Chris can't see it because we're in together mode and my arms don't really show up that much.
And there's like a 60% chance the only word you'll hear out of Jay's mouth is Greedo.
Or look! See that right there?
I would like that if that continued, where every movie just had Greedo in the background, just like somewhere
Where's
in Last
Greedo?
Jedi, somewhere in Force Awakens.
We need like a canon explanation for this. That's not just listen, you're not allowed to go to fucking Wikipedia this when you couldn't give me the name of the droid that I really adore. Mister. I'm very upset about that. Of all the things that you decided...
EB99.
ED99?
EB9D9.
9D9. That's very good. Okay, you can Wikipedia whatever you want now.
I now have permission to use Wikipedia.
Yeah. Your Wikipedia privileges have been reinstated.
Jay just has like parental controls and like unlocks
I wish I
Wikipedia.
did for your sake. Sea of Thieves closes at 7:30, Ben.
I really don't like the Rancor's just big, like, it's gross. It's gross. Basically everything Ben was saying about the, God, what are they called?
The Gamorreans.
The Gamorreans, yeah.
I fall on the other end of things where I feel bad for the Rancor because it essentially dies from, like, bone scraps and crushing in its gullet.
I mean, I also feel bad for the Rancor, but it's also super gross.
I mean, the thing's also like starving. Like canonically,
Yeah.
Jabba abused the shit out of this poor thing.
See, Luke could have just gotten a hold of, whatever version of PETA exists here in the Star Wars universe, the
Oh, God.
Tatooine chapter, and
Is this like the
could have
time...
just sent them.
This could have been the Star Wars version of that thing we did in D&D once where we tried to get in order to deal with a masquerade ball by the villains, we decided to try to get the rights to use a ballroom revoked.
We tried to get their
Is this-
permit revoked.
Is this like that, but in Star Wars? Because if so, I'm down for it.
I mean,
It's a better plan than
Jabba's
what he had.
Jabba's employees are sleeping on the floor. That's clearly an OSHA violation. Luke could have just sent Tatooine OSHA. You don't fuck
Oh
with
my
OSHA.
God,
They'll
why-
get you every time.
Why don't I read OSHA, like the OSHA guidelines, and then watch Star Wars? I wonder if that's easier than the Geneva Conventions.
Probably not. I've had to go through those quite a bit for one of my previous jobs, and it's a lot.
Oh.
It's just the look of, well, this is a plan gone wrong. Okay.
I have a problem with reading where I will read intensely for like 2 days, and then I won't pick up a book for another 2 weeks or longer. It's just my adult ADHD.
I feel that. I bought Dune like a few months ago, and I was like, yeah, it's time. I'm finally gonna read Dune. I've not read any
Listen.
of Dune.
Hot take time.
I read the first 2 pages and went, nope.
I've been perpetually stuck on the first 2 chapters of Dune for the past 10 years.
Hot take time.
Oh no.
Where I say a potentially untrue thing, but for comedic effect, I'll go with it. Nobody has actually finished Dune. Not a person on this planet that is above the age of 18 has actually finished Dune. Fucking nobody. If they
Okay,
did, they're a
prefaced-
fucking liar.
Your preface made your statement correct.
If they did, they're a fucking liar. Because nobody that's not a teenager has the fucking time for that. There's no way. It's everything people complain about Lord of the Rings, but worse. Is there really intriguing political intrigue in there? Yes, but you have to go through 6 miles of... It's like... Oh,
I'd
God,
argue that Lord of the Rings is more readable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People complain because Lord of the Rings has really intricate descriptions
All
of trees.
those
That's
bad
just Dune. I made it like 5 chapters into Dune and just decided to stop.
Well, the first couple chapters are just like, this is going to be a very odd complaint coming from me. But
Love
the
that
first,
we're
Too much
currently
lore?
watching
the first
sandbar
couple chapters
scene
are
and
just
Dune.
ham-fisted exposition. Here's your all these terms you're not gonna remember.
I like the little tune they got playing there.
Why does Luke... Maybe
Why
it's just...
does Luke?
Why does Luke? Hey, here's a question. Why does Luke?
Return of the Jedi in a nutshell. Why does Luke?
That's also Last Jedi in a nutshell. Why does Luke?
Yeah.
I was gonna say his face looks off. Like, I don't know what it was. It was the angle and the combination of dirt, but
R2's the one who got way too into it. He's just like a mobile bartender right now, and 3PO's like R2, and he's like, dude, I'm busy. Do you see all these customers? I gotta.
They're about to execute Master Luke. Oh shit! Yeah, I got places to be. I'll be right back.
now that is, I just did the pointing thing again. That the actual Sarlacc is the thing that makes me uncomfortable. That's the gross thing to me. The edit that they made to give it like a face.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is it the actual Sarlacc or the like OG like?
Hey Ben, I know you're close to your mic. Go even closer.
No.
Ben, I need you to just hug that mic the rest of the night. I just
Yeah.
need your face on it.
I don't know what it
Please
is.
Contact.
It's gotten.
I am gonna be upgrading my mic shortly.
Okay. If you need someone to help pay it off, let me know.
Everyone's upgraded all their shit. I'm still running like an old Xbox headset as a fucking mic.
I'm just laughing because Han Solo has the confidence of like a 7th grader in his first school play. He'll get no such pleasure from us, right, guys?
Han Solo, great one-on-one, not a public talker, which makes him being a general even better.
I do love that he just can't stop talking shit right up to the end. He just cannot. He's physically incapable of not talking shit.
And he's not good at it. This is my favorite part of this movie, by the way. Not like the best ending to a Star Wars movie ever, which is in this movie. Not any of that. It's just this ridiculous fight scene. Baseball bat.
Lando just takes his helmet off and hits a guy with it. Yes.
Lando has had a day. Yeah, Han, I'd love to stay behind with the Falcon. I'm tired of doing shit for you all where I get to make friends and then watch them die.
Tony, I know I was just at your barbecue last weekend, but I'm really sorry about this, pal. Luke says I gotta hit you.
I remember you telling me about your cousin, Cherry, that married a stormtrooper. Well, unfortunately, I feel like I might have killed him as well.
There's a whole thing on Cloud City. We lost Terry. We lost Gary.
Jerry is unfortunately alive. I like how wildly Boba Fett misses. Like,
Yeah.
wildly.
I like how wildly Luke misses with that fucking kick that I bring up all the time.
I love the Boba Fett mid-air scream. It's really good. Confused goat man wandering around. What's going on?
I like that Jabba just has one pillow in the middle of his body.
I don't like Jabba's
that's my
texture.
I don't like Jabba's
There's too much texture. There's too much texture going on. The edibles are kicking in. It's.
Chris, can we please not talk about the texture of Jabba the Hutt right
Look
now?
at him. Look, he's so bumpy.
I don't know. Ben, how do you feel about Jabba the Hutt?
I try not to.
You into it?
So you're actively repressing feelings about Jabba the Hutt.
No.
In the most unconvincing.
Why do I have to explain this? He's fucking disgusting.
But Boss
Oh
Nass,
my God.
Yes!
But
who
Boss
is like
Nass.
2
Chris, for
steps
understanding.
removed from Jabba.
Wait, what?
Boss Nass
The only
is only
difference-
like 2 steps removed from Jabba.
Ben is so mad. He is
Ben looks
visibly.
scandalized.
Ben, is this one of those things that happens with you where the bit has become real?
What do you mean?
I've been meaning to look this up for a long time. Can I get a Boss Nass body pillow to send to
No,
Ben?
you can't.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna trust Ben on that. Sure, Ben has exhausted every option of trying to find one. Ben says no, you must not be able to.
I
How
love
do I
this
get
fucking.
someone to make a Boss Nass body pillow?
And just to add insult to injury, they have a fucking monkey pull out C-3PO's eye socket. Luke is so, like, useless in this entire scene.
I was gonna say, I like how we have like an entire era of like Jedi waging war, our generals on literal front lines, and Luke's just like, I'm surrounded by 3 guys, someone help.
Meanwhile, Leia's in the fight for like 0.2 seconds and is more effective than he ever was.
Yeah. Real glad they put magnets on the like mini sail barge things.
Yeah, that's really convenient. That's a
Yeah,
very
very
specific decision that they made.
They're thinking ahead to their enemy doing things.
Bad CGI.
It's
special
not.
effects.
It's inoffensive CGI compared to some of the other shit. And
Alliance, assemble.
Luke just is like, I took 6 months, Han, because, I didn't forget what you did after I almost died to a Wampa. So, might have been like 3 hours to you, but just remember, I could wait 6 months. There's a part of me that doesn't believe Luke and Han were ever friends. Against all evidence. Yes! Yes, he's back. He has returned and we have missed him so. Lord Vader.
Lord Vader. It's like it really is a sickness at this point.
Lord Vader, what the fuck is going on in this room? It feels like half of these people aren't actually here. They're not, I mean, they're standing at attention, but their minds aren't really with us. If I needed mindless drones, I would have taken out your brain, which, by the way, Lord Vader, I very much could have. There wasn't much
It's
in
still
your
on the
scalp
table.
holding me off from taking your brain out.
Still
There's
very
like-
much.
What'd you say, Chris?
It's still on the table. Still very much an option, Lord Vader. You can take it out anytime.
The bone in your skull is very, very, very thin. But the only reason why I didn't do it is because my master told me this story of Frankenstein, and taking out and not putting in a brain was a big old not putting in like a living brain was a big old mistake. But don't get me wrong, Lord Vader, I could take it out. It is possible.
Yes.
It would not take much.
I could replace it with another brain. That Jerry is very funny.
Guys,
I do like Jerry.
guys,
Yeah.
young
What's up, Ben?
Frankenstein,
Oh no.
but it's Palpatine.
I love that we just perfectly timed that. Audience, if you're watching this along with us, you just got
the evil
Palpatine's speech to Vader, and you heard none of it because we were literally doing
We were riffing.
our
Lord
version
Vader.
of that conversation.
Lord Vader.
What we just transformed that scene into live is pretty fantastic.
Whose brain is it?
Now, the question that I'm
Anywho.
asking, it's a continuation of my old master's experiments. I want to know if the force is in the brain or the rest of the body. You see,
it's in the
I want to know
midichlorians.
how many midichlorians a brain has, Lord Vader. If I put another if I take a brain and put it in a Force user's body, and that brain was not a Force user, what happens? Do the midichlorians just migrate up to the brain, or does the Force just not work? Vader, these are the
Yoda-
things that I have thought of, and you should be very scared.
This
Well,
whole
actually-
scene, this like Yoda scene, the forever sleep, is it really is just like a grandparent guilting a oh, well, you fucked off for a few months you did. Dying I am.
Phone works two ways. Call you did not. Write you did not.
Dying I am now.
That Yoda impression so much. Every time it makes me laugh so hard. Ugh.
I get dangerously close to Kermit the Frog here.
On his deathbed,
Dying
fucking
I
Yoda's on
am
his
now.
deathbed, and he's just got a shithead Skywalker next to him. Like, no, you have to train me more.
And he's laughing at him. Motherfucker, I remember when Last Jedi came out, and there were people that were like, they didn't understand Empire Strikes Back. Yoda wasn't actually that funny guy. He's laughing at Luke Skywalker on his deathbed for saying something semi incorrect.
The whole OT is just Yoda being a shithead making fun of Luke the whole time.
Yoda's dying words. Can we the next time they want to fuck with these movies, because you know it's going to happen at some point, they're going to continue fucking with these movies the way they always have. I just want
No,
at
it
some
was
point
always
for them
George.
to-
I think they're just gonna stay the way they are now.
I really want Yoda's dying words. Like, cut this whole scene out. He doesn't need Yoda's acknowledgement. He knows Vader's his father. Just Yoda's death just needs to be him laughing at Luke and just being like, how embarrassing, and then just dying.
How embarrassing.
Those need to be his dying words.
When gone am I? It's a clue you will have to.
Yes. I also love that Yoda's cross-eyed in this.
That was
Yoda's
the
cross-eyed
best
throughout
comedic.
this scene.
That was the best comedic timing that you've ever had, Ben.
That was
It'll be the best I'll ever have. It's all downhill from here.
You have a
ladies and
gift that neither me and Chris have, and that is knowing how to put in just enough to make something funny without going too far. Yes.
Jay, 10 minutes ago you were asking if I was still doing a bit that you're sick of.
No. I was asking you if the bit became real.
which we've still got no answer for, so I'm
No.
going to assume that means yes.
Yeah,
Bit has
I
gone
should-
too
It's
far.
not a bit.
You are
Y'all-
It's not a
genuinely
bit.
attracted.
He just
thinking
finds
in-
Boss
in-
Nass to be incredibly attractive.
It's
fine.
just the fact
We don't
that-
shame.
No shame, Ben. We just want you to be the best version of yourself. I think, admitting your attractions for Boss Nass would really help with that.
Luke, when gone am I? Regret not taking me for corrective surgery on my eyes. You will. Your father took care of Palpatine's eyes, yes? How embarrassing. No, he did until he died, and then Palpatine's eyes went to shit. Asking for bare minimum, I am.
I really got to work on my Yoda impression off the podcast. My wife's just going to come home one day to me looking in the mirror,
I was
practicing a Yoda voice.
Just about to say that.
Unless it's like something simple, like fucking Master Chief or something, I can't keep it. If I'm doing a specific impersonation of someone or a character, it just goes away after a little bit. I can't keep it.
I think I'm decent enough at Lando and then like Obi-Wan, like old Obi-Wan. It's a bad impression, to be fair, but it's closer
Nah, you don't give
than
yourself
like
enough
Pirate
credit.
Palpatine.
Fuck off, I will. Young Skywalker, get fucked. And then Obi-Wan just deciding to show up here, and Luke is just like mad at him, and he just disappears again would be another great bit. Just like appears, Luke turns to him like clearly pissed off, and he's just like, I picked a bad time, and then just disappears again.
There's the shot from the last movie where he just holds his hands up and then disappears.
Luke, what you have to understand is your father was a little dick.
I brought him into this world, meaning the cult that I grew up in, and frankly, I could take him out. But he took me out first, so now it's your job. He's your father, by the way. You have a sister.
If this wasn't a kid's movie, Luke seeing Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi, it wouldn't be, why didn't you tell me? It would be, you motherfucker.
I like
You
that.
son of a bitch.
I like
Go
that
fuck yourself,
nobody.
old man.
I like that nobody, especially in this age of Disney content where they will throw jokes in completely inappropriate places, nobody fucking ever has anybody react in like a violent, surprised way to a Force ghost. Like, where's like fucking Zendaya throwing fucking English muffins at a Force ghost? Like, you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, I haven't.
Like, I'm not asking for much. What I would really prefer is we scale it back. But if you're gonna do it, this is the moment.
Hey, there's still time, you know. We're probably gonna see like more of it in the future of Star Wars Disney Plus content, which seems like it's going to be expanding very, very quickly.
Vests $7.99 in the biz.
Listen, with other streaming services going up to like $15, as I was just informed by a nice message on the welcome banner this morning,
Yeah.
I'm okay with Disney Plus at $7.99. At this point, it is one of the best $7.99 in the biz. I still haven't bundled my Hulu with Disney Plus because I don't know, it feels like a trap. That's how capitalism's got me at this point. I don't know, somehow.
Doesn't it like if you have the ad-free Hulu, doesn't it downgrade you to like standard?
I
Hulu?
believe so, and I do have the ad-free
Netflix
Hulu.
is the same way. Netflix has a lower tier payment option, but it's in standard definition. And then the normal tier is like HD, and then the top tier is 4K. But each of those tiers also have involved the number of profiles that you can have on a Netflix account and the number of people watching on TV.
Yeah, well, that standard def one I just found out this morning is going to be like $15 a month now. 'Cause that's what I have. I don't need all this high def shit. My eyes suck anyway.
I don't watch Netflix enough to justify paying for it anymore.
I have it right now because I
Same.
want to get through my rewatch of Next Generation and DS9, and then I'm canceling it because I have literally no reason to keep that service now. I kept it for the Netflix MCU shows because I will periodically go back to that, and now they're pieced out. So
The last thing I did was I just went through and I watched all of Seinfeld because I've never actually really like watched Seinfeld. I just saw it on TV. Yeah, it's fine.
Can I make a long overdue admission on the podcast right now?
Please.
I've watched like 8 episodes of Always Sunny, and that's it.
Now, where did you watch? Were they all in one season, or were they sporadically
Just
spread?
sporadic.
Oh, that's
Where is
that's
the
a
phone
weird way to
coming
watch
from?
that show. Where is coming from? It's Disney coming through with that ad money since we're actually being nice to them this episode. Disney Plus talk.
Oh, I'm not being nice to them. I'm fucking
that's right,
pissed with. I am fed up with fucking Disney right now.
Maybe that's a deal I could make with Disney. Like, no, don't pay me to promote you. You just pay me to talk shit about other streaming services. I can do that. That's a deal I can make.
I don't want their money.
I don't know if I want Disney weaponizing me.
I don't want their money. I forgot what I was saying before I got the phone call, but it was something.
Sunny.
And you've been distracted by Kathleen. Yeah, it's always sunny.
Yeah, I've only watched like 8 sporadic episodes of Always Sunny.
You know, I feel like if you watch It's Always Sunny not just straight through, like if you just skip around, like you really lose some of the charm of the show starting out
You really do.
moderately normal and then becoming very much not that
Well,
by like a
Okay,
season and a half later.
I misspoke. I watched like 5 or 6 episodes at the start of the show, like I guess 2 summers ago, and then I've just seen like a sporadic like 5 or 6 episodes after that.
Freaking love Sunny. Me and my roommate have been watching Sunny a lot. Maybe that's what I'll do when we're done recording.
Why do we always talk about Always Sunny in Philadelphia on the Return of the Jedi episode?
Well, this time it's because you said that
It's
Danny
true.
DeVito could also be Palpatine.
And this time I made the admission, so it is my fault, but it is an observation. We skipped over it a little bit here, but I like that the Rebel Alliance has a bigger checkbook and have greatly grown from the 70s computers with Pong that they used to plan the first attack on the Death Star. Now they have the technology inside of an R2 unit. It's a massive upgrade.
It's the trench coat.
I really want. I don't know, Chris. You've seen all of Sunny, right? Or at least a lot of it.
Yeah.
I really want Green Man to be in that briefing room.
Fucking why?
It would be so good. Not
Just for a very
canonically. I
quick
just
shot,
want
like
a
a panning
stupid
shot
edit
in the corner, just him dancing, and then
I want a
just
stupid
fast
edit. Of just Green Man in the background.
No,
dancing.
I will not do this for you.
No, I don't expect you to. All I'm saying is it'd
Someone.
be fucking glorious if someone did.
That's all right. We'll get like a decade from now when this show gets discovered on a random web forum or something.
I would do it for you if we had the technology. We do not. My what I use to video edit fucking crashes as soon as anything starts to move. It's fucking awful. As soon as you get moving images, that shit's like, nah, peace out.
This is the worst instance of not respecting Chekhov's gun ever.
Yeah.
I bring it up all the time, but it bothers me every time.
JJ could have saved that too.
He kinda did, but not really.
Not really.
He paid lip service to it. That's about it.
Yeah, but he didn't he never actually like went in with it. He basically was like, yeah, we had the Falcon for a while after that, but then, it got junked. All I wanted was for Lando to junk the thing to say, fuck you. Especially after Solo.
It's the only time he ever talks like that for some reason. What is thy bidding? Thy. It's the only time you ever talked like that. Vader. Who are you trying to impress right now? Lord Vader, why are you talking like that?
Who are you trying to impress? I'm the emperor of the whole damn galaxy, and I don't speak like that.
Have you been reading Shakespeare again?
I told you, that ER trash is nonsense.
How many times have you read Romeo and Juliet now?
Lord
this
Vader,
the
you're not
Elcor
supposed to understand
presentation?
this.
Neither of you play it, so I'm going to put it out there. Mass Effect has a running bit where a species known as the Elcor, who are incapable of speaking in more than one tone and have to preface every comment that they make with a specific description of the tone of voice they're meant to have.
It's like
did
talking to
Hamlet
HK-47.
have a very famous presentation of Hamlet that is 12 hours long that they tour the galaxy with. It's a very good bit. It's a very good bit. Lord Vader, have you been watching that Elcor Hamlet shit?
It really is like HK-47 though, where they're just standing there, they're like, excitement.
Trepidous excitement. My favorite is when you get a really sassy Elcor and it's like, righteous indignation. Shit like that. Thinly veiled sarcasm.
I would have loved, you know what I would have loved in this scene right here? You know,
Yeah.
Han talks, and Vader goes, "That's clearly Han Solo. We just interacted a couple of months ago. That's
Yeah.
clearly just Han Solo's voice."
Oh, there. By the way, the dude that's in this scene is the one that you thought was dead.
Yeah.
Gary?
Gary,
Not
Terry.
Also, like, if it wasn't for Vader's fucking hubris, like, the war would have been won right here.
They could have just shot them out of the. Yeah,
Tractor beam them. Like, it's not hard. It wouldn't be the first time they did this to them.
Yeah, but like Darth Vader did know that his son was on board.
tractor.
Yeah,
beam
that's
them,
why he
bring them
tractor
in. I'm
beams
going
them.
to cut my son's other hand off.
Admiral Piet, I need you to understand something. Not only can I feel the presence of my son through the Force, which, by the way, I understand that you can't feel that, but also, that's clearly Han Solo's voice. Like, run voice recognition. It's an obvious smuggler, Admiral Piet. And you were going to let them through, Admiral Piet.
Like, hold up, though. So Vader's plan is to capture his son, right?
Yeah,
And
Kinda.
Vader's aware that his son's on that ship, right?
yeah.
Why doesn't he just tractor beam it?
I think he wants to have a private conversation away from, like, I think the internal struggle is like, all right, I need to handle this away from all of the Empire people. But you're also very right. He's the fucking Vice Admiral of Evil. He literally can.
Vice Admiral people.
He literally can talk to him at any given time. The middle of this movie is not good.
Why doesn't he just astral project onto the shuttle Tiberian?
Shuttle Tiberian. Why are you astral projecting? We lost Chris, by the way. Hold on. We need to turn off together mode. Is the suit jacket still there?
It's still there. The suit jacket is still there.
Hell yeah. That suit jacket can now never move. I like that this guy just fucking Irish whips this fucking stormtrooper into this tree and he's just knocked out.
Han Solo has the hand-to-hand combat finesse of a tortoise.
Judo throw. He's oh god, what's that meme from, oh god, what's his name? It's the really cheap action movie guy. I bet if I look at all these movies I got for a $50 discount. What's his name? Chris, really terrible action hero that puts out a bunch of straight to DVD movies. That's also on Fox News all the time and pretends like he's a martial artist. Help me.
Steven Seagal?
Steven Seagal. The way that Steven Seagal moves, and like anytime you see him do fake martial arts, is the way that fucking Han Solo handles shit in that scene. There's like a famous TikTok where like they put like music over it and he's just like grabbing people by the thumb and shit, and very clearly
it's a very famous video of Steven Seagal at an Aikido tournament or a martial arts presentation in Russia, just force throwing guys around while they're doing gymnastics and fucking selling like bad indie wrestlers for him.
That's Han Solo in that scene. You also mentioned the Irish whip that happens in this movie, which I feel like we haven't paid much attention to. A guy gets just Irish whipped into a fucking tree.
Yeah. I'd like to say, because this is the closest to a public platform I'm probably ever going to actually have as a martial artist, Steven Seagal is legitimately an Aikido master. But Aikido is bullshit. So
Okay.
What is Aikido?
It's mainly a form of martial arts intended to be used against an opponent with a weapon.
Okay, so like disarming and shit.
Disarming momentum. It's the shitty form of judo. um, yeah, whereas every other martial art on the planet acknowledges, like, if you're fighting an opponent with a weapon, run.
Yeah.
Because
By the
you're
way-
fighting an opponent with a weapon.
Since it got brought up anyway, enemy of the show, Steven Seagal.
Yeah, animated show, Steven Seagal.
If we ever get, like, mildly big, there's going to be a wiki that pops up that just has a list of friends of the shows and enemies of the show. And it's really going to show our political leanings, I think.
I mean, I'm
I
sure
think our
those
political
aren't
leanings are
mysteries
very
right
clear.
now.
I stole Ben's bit.
Like how everyone's just hanging out. C-3PO sticks out like a sore fucking thumb.
It would have been really funny if they gave C-3PO a matching camo trench coat to Han Solo.
I'm trying to
Give
imagine that.
C-3PO a trench coat 2024. Or
Yeah,
2024. 2022.
I love Wicket. I love Wicket.
I don't.
This is the part of the episode where Jay and I go really silent for about a half hour.
No, it's fine. So, did any of you see Samuel L. Jackson's recent comment?
Nope.
Don't want.
It's basically the same thing he's been saying for a decade and a
Oh, is it
half.
the Mace Windu shit?
It's the Mace Windu shit. So
So
apparently
sick of
he
this
was
Mace
working with one of the showrunners of The Mandalorian. He was like,
Can we talk
So-
about Ewoks?
so Sam Jackson was talking to them. It's like, so Mace Windu's running out there with like a cut off hand, and the showrunner was like, yeah, and Sam Jackson was like, so you think you could like hook me up, like get me involved, like, so he's still grinding. I respect the Sam Jackson grind to still want to be in Star Wars.
Ben, what do you have against Mace Windu still totally being alive?
I'm just so sick of characters that clearly die just refusing to be dead.
Listen, the magic is dead. Star Wars doesn't matter. There's no reason or rhyme behind anything. Bring Mace Windu back.
You're telling me it's more plausible to you that Boba Fett got eaten and wasn't
No,
dead?
I'm saying I'm sick
Darth
of
Maul
people
got
not
cut in
being
half.
dead. I'm saying the
It's too
opposite
late.
of what you're saying, Chris.
It's too late. Embrace it. It's too late. It's too late to like protect this shit anymore. Just do it.
I have
It's like-
chosen my hill and I will die on it.
It's time to do, and I hate this thing that they've done, by the way, even though it's made some interesting moments. But I feel like it was less necessary there than it is in Star Wars. They need to just do the thing that they did with X-Men, where they just could grow them in a fucking in Krakoa and then birth them back into the world, and nobody can die, and everybody is eternal forever. That's what they need to do with Star Wars. Nobody
mean,
dies forever.
They have done that in Star Wars twice now.
No,
With one character.
like they literally cannot die anymore. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing that can stop
Yeah.
that now. The X-Men cannot die. And I hate that, less because of that and more because it prevents them from being able to interact with the rest of the fucking world, and I'd really like to see them interact with the rest of the fucking world in a way that is not that, but that's not the point. Star Wars, just grow everybody in a lab, nobody can die, whatever. The magic's dead, who cares?
It's not dead.
The magic's dead. Who cares?
It's not.
It's not dead.
How is it not dead to you two?
Jay, I'm watching 3
I
Star Wars
recognize what you're doing.
cartoons simultaneously right now.
I don't fucking get you two. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get how y'all have survived this.
Jay, let me and it'll be a good way to avoid what's happening on screen in the movie right now. I've been meaning to make this comparison for a while. How is it that you're so done? You're like, the magic is dead with Star Wars. You and I are both professional wrestling fans.
Yeah, but if I want to take a break from professional wrestling for a couple of weeks, I can do that. Like, that's the problem. I have to consume Star Wars every week. I can take a break from my other interests.
Yeah,
I
guess.
can't
It's
take
just-
a break from this. It's a never-ending cycle, and I can't escape it. So
That's
the magic is
capitalism,
dead.
baby.
Fuck it. Bring back Mace Windu. That's capitalism. Lord Vader, have you noticed my spinny chair? I really enjoy this.
Lord
I
Vader's
don't-
pretty.
Every time I go into this voice, I imagine this exact room. It's
The
always
Senate
this
never
room.
gave me a spinny chair. But look at me now, Lord Vader.
I sprung a lot of money for this spinny chair. I enjoy it greatly. Lord Vader, if only you could sit properly, I would give you a spinny chair. But, you know, when you're unbalanced the way you are, I think it's more dangerous not to.
Lord Vader, would you like me to make your legs spinny? That way you can still spin around.
Would you like me to spin you right round?
Jesus
No, I would
Christ.
not.
I apologize.
As
I
you
cut-
should.
I cut myself off before I did the entire line because that would have been creepy. It's just Darth Vader on a top. Or Darth Vader made into a droideka. Yo, I want Darth Vader droideka now.
Just Han Solo, hands on hips, looking at this wreckage like, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Ewan McGregor also did an interview recently where for some reason he went over the history of his hair in Star Wars, which was really interesting. There was a segment where he was just really sick of the fucking mullet, and he was like, I don't know, we were going for something different, and it sucked. It's basically what
I love that mullet though.
everyone does. He hates it. He thinks it looks awful.
That's America's mullet.
That's he's not from America, Ben.
I know, but I'm making a.
He's
I'm making
Scottish.
I'm making a Marvel movie reference.
Ben, out
You
of
made
I'm
a
nowhere,
Marvel
making a
showcasing
Marvel
one of
reference.
like the other 2 movies I've seen.
Yeah.
And then the pitch for what his hair is now is just like was apparently his pitch, where it was just like, hey, it's not the Alec Guinness hair, which was his pitch also in Revenge of the Sith, but he's like, this guy clearly hasn't been taking care of himself, so you know the hair would be long, and it's like, I love you, Ewan. I am mildly hyped for Obi-Wan, and in of the fact that I will watch it, and that's about all you can ask from me for Star Wars at this point.
That's fair.
I'm not convinced I'll get through the first episode, but we'll see.
Enter the box.
Enter the Ewoks. Wretched hive of scum and villainy. I don't get it.
What don't you get?
There are so many better ways to do the nature prevails over imperialism story than putting teddy bears on screen. And I know why. This was the beginning of George Lucas's I could sell these as toys phase, but
Also, it was I may be misremembering, but wasn't it originally supposed to be Wookiees?
it was, yes, but he quickly realized that he just could not find,
Would have been a better movie.
couldn't find 50 people over 7 feet tall.
It's easier to find very short people than it is to find very tall people.
According to George Lucas.
It's a strange metric. I don't know. I've never actually seen. I know that's a thing that he has talked about. I've never seen the interview where he talks about it.
Is this
I've always just
inappropriate?
pictured like. I've just really always pictured like just done George Lucas at this point. Like, yeah, no, that's what we learned. I couldn't find. There's not that many people who are 7 foot tall. Apparently, I don't know. I learned a lesson.
I apologize profusely if this is an inappropriate
Yeah, I'm
like
gonna duck out of this
topic.
conversation.
It's
right
just
here.
George Lucas's mindset that led us here, and I do profusely apologize.
I love
wrong,
the
Jay?
occasional sounds of Jay's suffering.
What's
like,
wrong? Jay? What's going on over there?
I thought I
Well,
left it behind.
A solid 45
haven't-
minutes of this movie, Jay is just in pain.
I thought I left it behind. I thought it was all behind me. Harrison Ford probably acts the best way he does in the entire trilogy right here, which is just exasperation, which Harrison Ford does very well. Harrison Ford's best actor quality is being exasperated. I think that's just Harrison Ford.
Exacerbation and misogyny.
It's true. I do like that Knights of the Old Republic just basically stole the way Ewok tree houses are made and then just made them bigger for Kashyyyk. Which, by the way, is I should probably rescind my comments that Kashyyyk doesn't look like Kashyyyk at times in Revenge of the Sith, because they did, like, the other canon, like, heavy appearance that I'm aware of is literally just the Ewok villages, but bigger. So maybe I should withdraw that criticism.
Jay's gonna hate me for this, but I feel like it's more that they took the Wookiee house from the holiday special and shrunk them down.
I mean, it's distinctly true. I'm not gonna, like, you said a thing that is true.
C-3PO, you don't know what embarrassment means.
The dress.
The dress.
I can't understand what the Ewoks are saying, but they keep saying, like, this 3-letter word about it. Like, I sometimes hear the Ewoks referring to their parents as that word, but, you know. My favorite thing, in the EU, one of the I think the only, outside of, like, Star Wars Galaxy's canonical appearance of an Ewok outside of, like, Endor is, like, one Ewok that is a bounty hunter in the Kalik trilogy that bridges Yuuzhan Vong with Legacy of the Force, and it's just this hyper-aggressive bounty hunter Ewok, and I think, I forget, but maybe it was Droid Ally. I don't know why, but that character sticks out in my mind. Harrison Ford is very good in these scenes.
I don't know. An armed to the teeth Ewok with, like, Republic era technology would actually be a waking nightmare.
Yeah. Wait.
Like, that's...
Stop. You gotta stop there. You gotta stop.
Why?
You didn't do anything wrong, but this is leading us down a path that we cannot follow.
Why not, Jay? What's wrong?
Because the immediate thing I would reply with that would bring us back into a conundrum, shall we say. We gotta stop right there. Your statement is true in my opinion, and that's that.
We're just never allowed to riff on Ewoks ever again.
No, just not
so
that.
much comedy potential.
Just
I'm
not
on Ewoks all
hyper
the time.
industrialized Ewoks post Endor. That's it.
That's so much potential.
Well,
I'd love to see a lot more of the Ewoks in the.
I want to see
You
a
know, new Star Wars
Mandalorian
content.
Ewok.
That would be dope.
I would very much like to see an Ewok Jedi. Thank you very much.
That would also be dope. I'm down for it.
Sith
Only if
Lord.
they fight like Yoda.
A Sith Lord. A Sith Lord is
Sith
much better.
Lord
You're right,
Ewok.
man.
And an Ewok Sith Lord. Darth Fluffer. He killed his Sith master by bringing them in for a very adorable hug and then stabbing them in the back. This is the only moment in this entire movie that C-3PO is happy. It's a brief...
Growing up, I got stories with sound effects.
That's television.
Nah, television's like it's not like being told a story.
a radio drama.
It's like you're watching. It's the radio dramas.
It's the radio
Oh
drama.
my god. It always leads back to the radio dramas. So this fucking radio drama.
All right, I feel the need to point it out. I was not the only one eating on the podcast tonight.
Yeah, we didn't bring it up, but yeah, Chris was eating on the podcast, which,
So I
to
said
be
a
fair,
while back, I was like, I stole Ben's bit.
to be fair, it's more forgivable when we're doing 2.5 hour fucking recording sessions.
Fair. Especially when that whole 2.5 hours doesn't have a single pod race in it.
Motherfucker. It's so hand-fisted every time. I'm going to start pushing back and just make the musical sequence my new pod racing bit, just to, like, push back on this habit of Ben's.
The musical sequence?
Yeah, there's a musical sequence in this segment, or in this movie. All Star Wars movies, all Star Wars movies need a musical sequence. All of them. Disney should retroactively do that.
Every Star Wars new movie just needs Yub Nub.
Yes. Have I ever told that story? Yub Nub.
I feel like we did get a Yub Nub story from you, but I don't know if it's...
Yub Nub was made by John Williams' son.
Yes, you did tell us this.
And Yub Nub was also removed in the special editions for the current music that plays on the outro, that plays over the celebration at the end of Return of the Jedi, which, by the way, I think is one of John Williams' most underrated pieces of work. I think it's very good. But the conversation that must have happened was like, hey, John, I remember I remember we gave your son a little bit of freedom at the end of Return of the Jedi, but I think we need something new. I think we just need to throw that shit in the garbage, that your son made. Let's talk about it. That's the best thing that came out of Rise of Skywalker, by the way, was finally having a John Williams cameo. And all of that intricacy that they put into it about all of his nominations that we never see on screen for more than, like,
2
half a second.
I wanted to riff on that so hard, but we're going to get so far away from the movie we're watching right now. And it's stuff
Is that new?
Revisit later.
Is that new information?
No, I was gonna go on a rant, but that's a rant saved for Rise of Skywalker, which I'm sure there will be many a rant during.
This scene right here, Leia. We've talked a little bit. I've made this comparison on the podcast before. Somebody who pretends to know what the fuck they're talking about when they actually have no goddamn clue. That's Leia in this scene.
She is talking out of her ass so hard right here.
Yeah, I remember my mother. Totally, of course.
Yeah, knew her for a whole, 2 minutes.
I've always known. Yeah, I really hate the I've always known. It makes me very uncomfortable.
I remember every moment of my entire life. I never had that normal face. You don't remember what your life was like when you were a week old? I do. It was a living hell. They
You know, in our
called
big palace.
they called me
where I was
Leia Griffin. I was a Rugrats baby. Yeah, that's another bit that we've sufficiently riffed on, which is the lap of luxury that Leia grew up with compared to. I feel like Ben hasn't talked much about the fact that we had a pod racing mention in the Obi-Wan trailer.
So happy. I'm so fucking happy.
I hated it.
Oh, Luke just sitting there, VR pod racing.
If
living my dream.
if Duel of the Fates hadn't kicked in right after that, I don't think I would have had any excitement from.
It would have been like, it's dead. I don't want to see a second of footage.
The John Williams track always gets me. The other one was when birds flew out of Obi-Wan's ass. That was the other part of the trailer that really got me. I got everybody on that one.
They tried to fucking kill me with that one.
I appreciate that Harrison Ford is slightly less of an asshole to Leia in this movie. He's trying. Motherfucker is trying.
He's trying. He's been going to lots of seminars. He's taken the online courses. He's seeing a counselor.
I don't know if I trust the seminars and online courses Han Solo goes to.
Yeah, that's true. I think legitimately, Ben, Vader just had the perfect scenario plan to have his first one-on-one not fight talk with his son. And that's the reason why he didn't capture him in there. He was just like, there's a gazebo that I know of down on the planet.
Bring him to my helicopter landing pad.
There's no sand to be seen for miles. So much green.
Lovely platter of pears.
Stemless
pears.
Make sure he's been away from Tatooine long enough.
Your mother.
That he doesn't have any sand.
Your mother greatly enjoyed. Well, good views. This is nothing like Naboo, but it's the closest I could get, Luke. I'm trying, Luke. Do you not see that I'm trying here, Luke? I have vague. Oh, I'm sorry. Did it seem like I was vaguely threatening you with this lightsaber? I mean, I am, but I'm also trying to form a genuine connection here, Luke.
He really is like a parent who's inspecting their kid's macaroni art. Like, oh,
yeah,
I see you've built your own lightsaber.
I get the feeling, Luke. This thing works less like a lightsaber and more like a baseball bat. You really need to let me teach you.
This looks very nice.
I
shall put it on the fridge.
My lightsaber can cut through people. I've tried it very often. But let's not go into those stories. I like that the beeps on Darth Vader's chest piece are very inconsistent.
They really are.
This is we've discussed before the current canon, like regarding like all of the horrific like stuff in Vader's suit, right? Like we've gone over that quite a bit.
I mean, there's a
right?
lozenge
We went through
section
a
in
lot
his.
of it.
There's a lozenge section in his headpiece, but otherwise I don't remember.
It randomly beeps at him for no particular
I
reason.
thought this was a bit. I didn't.
No,
realize
like
this
that's
was
a thing. I
I
might be
couldn't
wrong.
remember if
I
that
might
was
be
actual
wrong.
I couldn't remember if that was actual
I
canon or
might
not.
be
Isn't
wrong.
that something we made up?
That might be something we riffed on and I just internalized.
The canon and our canon are completely indistinguishable.
We are the heralds of the canon.
We are the heralds of the canon. That's the episode title. I won't accept anything else. I don't. I'm telling y'all right now. I know I joked about pulling like editing seniority here throughout. I haven't really stuck with it. I'm pulling it. I'm pulling it on this.
I do remember Vader actually retroactively insulated the suit to be more withstanding of Force lightning.
I don't know. The only current canon thing that I read about Vader was that like Darth Vader comic that they put out like after Force Awakens, and all I remember about that was there was a Mon Calamari version of Grievous and a couple other
There
like.
was.
Speaking
There's
of,
an entire section of the Wikipedia article to Vader's suit called Discomfort, Limitations, and Enhancements.
maybe that should be the. All right, I rescind my comment.
That's not a summary of my life.
That should be the episode title. That could be
Yeah,
the-
I
I
rescind.
know we pitch a lot of subtitles to the podcast, but that's a pretty good argument right there for one.
I rescind my insistence. I don't like
I
that
also
motion.
was trying to figure out whether or not we made this up or if this is actual canon, and I
That's
couldn't
what I'm
find it then,
digging.
so I don't know. I don't remember if this is
We
something
probably
we made up.
made it up. Is it canon?
Is it canon with the Star Wars Every Week
Oh my
Forever
god,
crew
those eyes are so fucking bad.
trying
Sorry.
to guess whether or not something's actual canon or just a shared fucking fever dream that the crew themselves made up?
You know, that would be a great version of Is It Canon for like the 100th episode or something. Is it canon or did we fucking make this
Is it
bullshit?
canon or is it something that we fucking
God,
just...
that's got to be late, but it's approaching.
I don't know, but we're at 80 something right now. At
Ugh.
time of recording, including the episodes that aren't out yet.
Christ.
Because I have written down for the Air Force One episode for April Fool's Day, watch 85, because as of that moment, that'll be the amount of episode. Hold on, I have written down whatever the 100th episode is somewhere.
I hate
so
this
bad.
scene so much.
Why?
It's a bad scene.
I mean, it's like silly, goofy.
I'm way too high for this.
You are very defensive of the Ewoks for a person that
wait, hold
hates every fucking.
I love I love Han Solo constantly with the his just prevailing tactic of like, I'm gonna run and get
With
people to
the
chase
Looney
me.
Tune logics of his.
Yeah.
Ben, you are very like defensive of the Ewoks for someone that hates every small and cute animal everywhere else in the movies.
I don't know why Ewoks are the exception, but they are for me.
Nostalgia, Ben. It's
feel
nostalgia.
about horror.
Nostalgia's dead at this point.
I don't know
Look how
about that
dusty
with you.
Vader's helmet is. There's just like dust and shit on Vader's helmet. He's just
Luke, that elevator isn't built very well. We haven't really
Lord Vader.
dusted it, yes.
Lord Vader, you look like
I
a
asked you to-
fucking son. Where's the Swiffer?
Someone bring me the Swiffer jet. Not
Lord
sponsored.
Vader needs a lint roller. Welcome, young Skywalker. Do you like my spinny chair?
I had it put in just for you.
Unfortunately,
I love that we have
I do
not.
have to confirm his suit does not beep randomly.
Aw, man.
Oh my god, we really have just deluded ourselves with
But
just
my headcanon shall prevail.
Episode 1, Rotation 12 will be our 100th episode.
Jesus.
Episode 1 fitting.
What do we do for that? We have to do something for it, right?
We'll figure it out down there. We're kind of busy with the 10th rotation celebration.
Audience, pitch us ideas.
I'm afraid.
Please
of
don't.
I'm afraid of how creative our audience is.
I've come up with like 17 ideas for this rotation and celebration, and I've had to scrap almost all of them.
Oh, I like that we're finally letting Palpatine speak on his own in this movie. Anyone watching
only-
along at home hasn't gotten an unsullied Palpatine seeing this movie
Lord
yet.
Vader. Luke. Young Skywalker.
Young Skywalker.
If you could please press the button on the front of Darth Vader's device, I need a lozenge. I won't accept. Every scene has to have us in there somewhere, even if it becomes an editing nightmare down the line. And this is the last time we'll have Palpatine for 2 weeks.
I love that Palpatine's sitting like I'm sitting here most days by the end of recording, just fully
Slouched.
slumped over in a chair, yeah. Just fully slouched all the way down. It's not
I
very
mean,
good
little
for
bit
the
of
lumbar.
When you're Emperor of the Galaxy, I don't think you're too worried about your posture.
When your body's as fucked up as Palpatine, I think your posture's already gone.
Young Skywalker, I sit however I like, my body is garbage.
I never learned what manspreading is, young Skywalker, and I don't plan to now. I'm like 80.
I no
Yes.
longer wear khakis under these pants, or under these cloaks.
The Senate never
I've
gave
had to
me a
graduate.
chair, so
I
I'm
have-
living my best life now.
I am fully commando under this robe now, young Skywalker. The
Emperor
freedom
Palpatine,
is
fully
greater
commando.
freedom than being the Emperor of the Galaxy, to be honest. What'd you say, Chris?
I couldn't tell you. As soon as it was gone, huh? Things escape me. They're not processed. Much like Star Wars movies.
No, the position that Palpatine was sitting in was the same one that I have every time I'm watching these movies. Less when we're recording, more when I'm watching the movies. It's just like, yeah, here we go again.
I love that scene so much of Han just throwing something at someone and it exerting such force against them that it throws them into the air and over a railing.
Throws likely an explosive at an Imperial officer. Fucking B-Wings. I'm coming around to B-Wings and I'm mad about it.
Yeah! Fuck yes. What changed your opinion?
I don't know. Being forced to do this shit every week.
You
I
have
love
to...
this show. I must preface, I love this show.
Well, I think everybody's fully aware that we love doing this show while also recognizing that we're tired of watching these fucking movies at this point. It makes my day every time we talk to one of the fans or they express excitement or we get a comment on a YouTube video. Like, it legitimately makes me happy. But they themselves have expressed that we're fucking nuts. So I think we're allowed to complain about watching the Star Wars movies. So
I had a friend ask me again the other day what the name of the podcast was called, and my response was no.
I did the same thing with a
Absolutely.
friend back in like December. She was like,
I-
"Yeah, I'll listen to like an episode." I'm like, "No, I'm not doing that to you. I respect you too much to do that to
Yeah,
you."
exactly. That's no. I like your company far too much to have you watch this or listen to this.
You have those friends where you meet up with them, 2 or 3 times a year, and it just becomes therapy for both of you, where you get everything off of your chest. Like those kind of friends. That was the kind of friend, and I'm like, I don't want these meetings that we have to become like about the stupid podcast that I do that probably isn't good for my mental health.
I can't
I am for
agree.
sure bringing this podcast up to my therapist, though. It's gonna happen.
I feel like you need to. I feel like
I
that's
feel like, yeah.
I feel like that's a part of the trauma.
My therapist quit recently, and I didn't even tell them about the podcast yet.
That would have been really funny timing if, like, you did. It's just like, I'm done. I can't.
Well, you see,
Not
like
to make light of the situation, because I know it sucks. But
with what Jay was
It does
saying,
suck.
like, I can't do that with like friends I don't talk to like regularly. Because my one friend that I'm like that with, who like we're really close and we catch up every once in a while, but like we're always great, is fucking Mr. Mishap. So I've
By
already
the way, Mr.
indoctrinated them.
I'm going to do this for Mr. Mishap. Mr. Mishap commented on last week's episode today and said he was disappointed in you for not mentioning how much he was owning on an episode of the podcast where you were watching you were playing Halo with him that week or whatever. I'll defend Mr. Mishap.
No, I'm not. I'm saying like I don't have a choice to hide this from people. Like my shit, there's already no
You do,
shame
Ben.
here for me.
you certainly have a choice, and you've clearly made it.
Yeah, the choice has been made.
I love the way that we treat this podcast is very different than anybody else with a podcast in 2022.
Yeah,
I feel like
come-
every other month
check out my
I see some
podcast.
dickhead
Because,
I went to high
like,
school with posting on
how the
Facebook.
fuck-
Here's this podcast I do. Please listen to it.
How the fuck I tried early on to go on a bunch of like Star Wars related websites, and holy shit was that a mistake, because there's some dark corners of the internet that I fucking like that are supposed to be Star Wars based that I fucking advertised on.
I mean, not to mention Star Wars fans aren't known for being the nicest people.
Yeah. But like who is this podcast for, I have realized. People who are sick of Star Wars?
It's for the people who are currently watching these movies and listening to us talk about not these movies.
I love all 12 of you so much.
I was at work and I legit like looked at my one coworker. I go, we're recording on a Wednesday. I go, today's Wednesday, isn't it? And he goes, yep. I'm like, I gotta fucking watch Star Wars tonight.
But you're doing it with us,
like-
and that makes it better.
And they go, you don't have to. I'm like, nah, I disappoint all 2. And then I sat there for a second. I'm like, 4 of our fans.
Hold on. Friend of the show, Mr. Mishap. Friend of the show, Anja Max out, who is watching along with us. Hey, Anja Max,
Indeed.
thank you for
What's
watching
up?
with us, and if you haven't given up at this point, and thank you
And
for
also, we're
basically binging the
If you
podcast.
haven't given up at this point, I'm sorry.
Friend of the show, Zins. Friend of the show, Chloe, who I don't think we've shouted out before, but she rocks. Friend of the show, Tori. So that's 5.
Tori listens.
I have no idea, but I hope so,
Oh,
because
okay.
Tori is the most
Yeah.
active person in our Discord.
That's true.
Yeah, we
Okay, our 5 fans.
we don't shout out the Discord enough, but like the Discord
Oh,
is
no,
very
Discord.
fun to get like the feedback.
Yeah, it's not very active, but we appreciate y'all so much when the Discord gets active. We really appreciate, if you want to join the Discord, join the Discord. It's the primary place to get a hold of us, because at least me and Chris are on Discord a lot, because that's the primary mode of communication we use.
Constantly, yeah.
By the way, we've been talking about all this while Ewoks take down ATSTs and get murdered left and right, and I feel like we just need to enjoy that for a second.
We're trying
I thought we were doing it
talk
on
about
purpose to
any-
avoid talking about Ewoks.
I was gonna say
That moment has
definitely to
passed.
Avoid Ewoks at all costs. for
No,
the next,
we can
half hour.
talk about Ewoks. We just can't get into like very specific things about Ewoks. I enjoy seeing Ewoks get killed left and right by ATSTs because I hate them.
Okay, Jay pointed it out for me, so I need to point it out for her. I get ragged on for disliking porgs.
Yeah, but porgs are
And
like
then
background
Jay
characters
still-
that are in. Hold on, no. I'll have this conversation. Porgs are in like 3 minutes of Last Jedi. The Ewoks are in like 25 minutes.
They're
Don't
also
give me
like
that look.
background characters that don't just take up scenes unnecessarily, except
not-
for the one time they're utilized for a very good bit with Chewbacca.
Yeah, they just occasionally pop up in the background. I have no problem with that. I have problems with Ewoks, I have problems with Gungans, and I have problems with Claude. Apparently Claude has become a meme online, by the way. I haven't brought this up.
What's wrong with Claude?
Claude has become a meme online because Claude appears right after the lesbian kiss in Rise of Skywalker
Yeah.
and
Was
looks disgusted.
That was
So
in our
Tumblr
Discord,
has
right?
ran with it, and it's my new favorite meme.
That was in our Discord, I think, recently.
No, I don't think it was. I just found it online.
Okay, then
Homophobic.
I think Mr. Mishap sent me that meme.
Homophobic Claude is my new favorite thing.
Homophobic Claude.
I love how we went from who the fuck is Claude to homophobic
Yeah,
Claude.
No, the
Claude
internet did
lore
that
got
for
very
us.
dark very quick.
The internet did that
like-
for us.
Sometimes you ask who the fuck is Claude and you don't like the answers you get, alright?
It's like that very common kind of Twitter post where it's like, I didn't know who this person is, and within 30 seconds I hated them after they trended. Cue Ewoks beating the shit out of heavily armored stormtroopers with sticks.
I'm here for it.
Death.
That's the best thing that Ewoks do in this entire movie, by the way, that scene.
Teddy Bear Vietnam.
Teddy Bear Vietnam.
This
The
I don't
first
know,
meme
they
on the podcast.
It is. I don't know.
This whole
They
sequence
legit
really is
hijacked
just
a military
vague
vehicle.
flag.
Yeah, I know, I hate it. Oh, R2.
Nah, I love it.
You like R2 getting shot with a laser gun?
Nah, I love teddy bears hijacking military equipment.
See, that's not even funny to me because they had help from Chewbacca. Chewbacca's awesome.
Han just does not give a shit that R2 just got essentially destroyed. He just immediately like, alright, I guess I have to hotwire the door.
I mean, I also don't expect Han to give a shit about droids.
There's a part of me that has now come to the conclusion that
I don't know how this got put in the movie. It's so sad.
Teddy
Very
Bear Vietnam.
scarring.
Teddy Bear Vietnam. We should just call that the forgotten bit because it's from the
That's
preview
the
show that's
first
now
rotation?
offline.
Oh, the
No, I was
preview.
from the preview episode and we took it
Yeah.
offline because
Yeah.
it was bad.
Oh, that's right.
It
That
was
was
bad.
my
Sucked.
couple words response to this movie.
Meanwhile, in space, these guys are barely holding on for dear life. And Lando is proving that he's a better pilot than Han Solo ever fucking was.
That's not saying a lot. That is not saying a whole lot.
I bet Lando Calrissian could do the Kessel Run in 10 parsecs. If Han had just handed him the fucking controls.
Well, he
Young
was there.
Skywalker, we are fucking your friends up right now.
Young Skywalker, do you not see that I have murdered everyone that you love? And isn't that a great pitch to join the Empire? Luke, listen, you've got like a dental issue I'm seeing. Like you need some fillings. Through the Force, I don't bring it up very often, but I can feel like cavities in people's teeth through the Force. I'm just that powerful. We have great dental, Luke.
It's why Jedi often have other day jobs, optometrists or dentists, The Force is a path to many abilities some would consider unnatural.
Yaddle worked at a Starbucks in her free time. Oh, you don't know who Yaddle is? It's like Yoda's sister or something, maybe girlfriend. I don't fucking know. Luke, join the dark side. Stop looking at your friend dying. Join the dark side.
Dark Order.
Stopping that bit right there. Tarzan Chewbacca.
I like that the subtitles. It's typed out. It's not even like Tarzan yell. It's they typed out.
They do the same thing in Revenge of the Sith when another Wookiee does a Tarzan yell, which we've definitely brought up on the podcast.
No, it just says Tarzan yell.
Same
but
thing in
here-
Revenge of the Sith.
No, I'm saying here they typed out.
Yeah.
I don't have the subtitles on right now because I keep forgetting to put them on
It is
the Blu-ray, and I can't in the middle of the episode.
I have this thing sometimes where Disney Plus will just randomly put subtitles on that I
Oh,
didn't ask
God.
for.
That's
I
weird.
just noticed the
Like,
AT-AT
not always in
feet
English.
clipping.
That's strange.
I just noticed the AT-AT feet clipping through the foliage.
The ATSTs
AT-ST,
are
my bad.
the ATSTs are fucking useless. They are not built well. They are
Well,
not useful.
They were designed for urban combat. So like areas of high foliage are not
Right.
their strong suit.
Right, but even in urban combat, they're kind of fucking useless. Look at the gaunt that those things have. It doesn't take much. Like, I don't know, just drop some fuel right there. Oh, they go falling down. Okay, that was that taken care of.
I love the Looney Tunes warfare of the Ewoks, though.
I am coming around to this Ewok warfare. It's
This
starting
is
to hit
straight
all
up
the other.
just, like, horrifying guerrilla warfare by these Ewoks.
I'm starting to hit that so bad it's good period with this now.
I mean, like, fuck these guys because they're stormtroopers and, you know, part of the Empire, but, like, this is the worst day of all of their lives right now.
Jerry
Even the
really
ones who
had a rough
survived
day.
this, it's just
Palpatine.
Jerry stumbling through the battlefield, you know, all his buddies are getting taken out by rocks and fucking, like, lassos and shit.
Palpatine gets rescued from the bottom of the fucking depths of the Death Star, and fucking a stormtrooper just like carries him out, and he's like, "Is everyone okay? Did everyone get out okay that I actually care about?" Well, Vader died. That's good. That's good. Jerry didn't survive on Endor. No, not Jerry. No, not Jerry.
As much as I don't like cutting off the Papa Palps bits, I have to defend something I didn't think I was ever going to defend
Uh-oh.
based on what just happened. I always forget about that scene, and I really feel like the Han Leia exchange there of, you know, her doing the I know in response to his I love you. I
Yeah.
feel like that almost makes up for how bad Han doing it in the previous movie is.
Yeah. For sure.
I know we rag on that quite a bit, like we literally just did last week.
Yeah.
But it makes it worth it. The
Yeah.
Leia exchange, you know, in this movie, I think.
I definitely agree with you. I like Darth Vader falls with such style that he could do complete 360s in midair. 450,
I also
think.
really love the, you know, Obi-Wan has taught you well in that day and a half that you were traveling with him.
I don't even think it was a day and a half. I think it was like 12 hours. It was an impactful 12 hours. I don't know if I can explain this, but the hue on Vader's lightsaber is a different hue than we see in the other movies for a red lightsaber. I really like
yes.
it.
Yes.
Okay,
The
but this
hue is much different.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry. I didn't think. I'm genuinely so sorry.
Everyone always gets like really like apologetic about the colorblind thing. It's very funny to me. In the industry in which I work, being colorblind is a severe detriment, and I hear it on a daily basis, and it's become a meme at my job. So I am
That's
good
like
with it.
My supervisor. I work at an environmental lab, and so we have a lot of equipment with a lot of wiring. And my supervisor's colorblind, and he also does graphic design part time, which is an enigma to me. But like half the time, I'll just get called over, like, Ben, I need your help real quick, and I'm like, oh shit, what's up? He's like, is this red? And he'll just hold up a wire, and I'm like, yes, Mike, that's red.
I want to point out, because I've been meaning to bring it up on the podcast for a while, actually. It's just never come up. So Darth Vader throws his lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
He force boomerangs it.
Yeah.
Except the next shot that we see him in, he's lightsaberless. So essentially, Vader threw his lightsaber across the room, lit, in order to do that, but could not use the Force to bring it back to him, and just has to, well, I took down my son Luke. Now I have to go scavenging for my lightsaber.
I'm pretty sure he has it.
He definitely doesn't. I just watched it, Ben. Don't rewind. You need to stay with us.
Stay with us, Ben.
You're
Stay
just
with us.
afraid.
I'm not afraid at all. Go ahead, rewind. I'll tell you where you are in the movie when you come back.
Because this is when we see him next.
No. You see the back of him afterward.
Like, immediately afterward.
Yes, immediately afterward.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like
And
it
he doesn't have to-
teleports.
Yeah, but he's walking
I'm
down
doing
the
that.
steps.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that thing again where I watch two people argue on the same side of an issue, but completely differently. You're both saying the exact same thing.
We're not, though. I'm saying that he didn't use Force Boomerang, he just threw his lightsaber, and Ben's saying, no, it came back to him.
It did come back to him.
It didn't. It did not.
I have no horse in this race. I don't think.
Because we see, like, after he throws it and after the scaffolding falls, we see the back of Darth Vader, and he has no lightsaber. Unless he turned it off for no reason and then reignited it off screen, which makes no goddamn sense.
Vader
Or unless
has a
he goes
flare for
down the
dramatic.
stairs and then pulls it to him. Either way.
Then
like,
why did it take, like, fucking
No,
45
he
seconds?
walks down the steps and then ignites it as he's facing away from the camera.
He definitely does not.
He definitely
I
does.
just-
'Cause I just rewound and watched it.
I definitely does not.
I literally just watched it.
I will take your word for it, but when I watch it next rotation and don't see that, I will come back with the point.
You
With
can do it right at
vengeance.
the end of this episode. I will die on this hill.
153.17, Ben.
I was off by like 30 seconds.
That's a substantial amount.
And fuck your hand.
Oh
How do
shit,
you
that's
like
like
it,
my
Dad?
hand.
Oh my God, we both have robot hands.
Dad, you're a
He has T-Rex
cyborg?
hands. And he has T-Rex hands. Every time I watch this scene, I can't get the radio drama out of my head.
God damn it, Luke. Do you know how expensive those hands are?
Luke, your lightsaber is really pretty shit. It's just clipping through that fucking railing over there.
Luke, this is advanced capitalism. Do you understand how expensive medical care is? Your Highness.
What?
It's the only time anyone ever calls the Emperor Your Highness, I think. It's just weird.
I mean, it's a apt descriptor.
I like how we get this big shot of an explosion. And meanwhile, Han Solo's like 10 feet away from the bunker. Like,
That's a Georgism right there. We need to make a list of Georgisms.
Neenum's laugh is also my favorite thing.
I love that you know Neenum's name.
It sounds like such a sarcastic asshole laugh, but he's being genuine.
The pure energy of the Force.
It's one of the best revelations from those radio dramas.
Those
Truly
definitely
the best things come out of
non-canon radio dramas.
Nah, they're headcanon, baby.
We got to be careful about specifying non-canon and canon and our canon.
What are you talking
Because-
about? It's all one.
Because today we proved
Yeah.
that that's the
Who
problem.
cares? Fuck the canon nerds. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
You're
we
the
have our-
canon
nerd in the
Look,
You
we have
are
we
the
have our
canon.
own canon. We have our own canon. We live in our weird liminal space between the fandom and not the fandom. All right, we can have whatever canon we want.
I agree with you, Chris. I'm just saying Ben does not agree with this, except in this moment. He'll go back on it in like 10
Use it for new
minutes.
people.
Nah, my headcanon's superior to everyone else's.
Yeah,
Everyone just gotta deal with that.
exactly. Our
Jamie
canon's
looked
the
up
better canon, yeah.
disgust and
Says the guy with Wikipedia open right now on half his second screen. Yeah, I just saw you close it.
Joke's on you, it's still open.
Vader's helmet is filthy.
Yeah, he's really
Oh,
had
what's
a
up, bro?
day. Is that Danny? Is Danny here?
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, Danny.
Jay says hello.
I missed it.
We're still watching this. We've got like 17 minutes left. Luke is being electrocuted, and there's the burning hammer.
There's the burning.
Speaking of our canon,
Yeah. So again, our canon is the superior canon.
yes, I agree with that statement.
Look how dirty his fucking helmet is. Does the Death Star not have a single Swiffer? I don't know why it's
The
sticking
first
so
thing I
much
did
this
when I
watch.
took over the galaxy was ban the brand known as Swiffer wet jets. I just don't trust it. I don't trust it.
Whenever Vader comes back from a mission, they have to buff the helmet. They just got one of those big industrial like buffer machines.
There's that famous image of Darth Vader looking out of the Tatooine sands, just depressed. It's just because his fucking armor is wrecked with sand.
On
Do
Tatooine,
you have any
this
idea
is
how
gonna
hard
need
it
a
is to
lot
get
of
sand
upkeep.
out of this suit?
I hate sand. It's in my breathing receptacles. It's on my helmet. It's in my cape.
I love how the actors in the ships either always look like they're having the most horrific experience of their lives or couldn't give a fuck less when they die. It's one of the two.
My
Horrified
time has
and-
come.
Horrified and constipated are the two,
Yeah.
I got a big laugh out of Ben on that one.
It's just consistently over or underacted, just every single time.
There is no middle ground.
Yeah.
There's only high ground.
I don't want anything to get through. An entire fighter gets through.
This is where Admiral Piet dies.
Yeah.
The vacuum of space thanks to an A-Wing. Which I think is the most boring design for a starfighter, by the way.
A-Wing.
Yeah.
I like the A-Wings. It's like simplistic.
If we're talking design-wise, I'd say most boring is probably the X-Wing, to be honest.
Nah, man, that's iconic.
Nah,
You're only
X-Wings
saying that
suck.
because
I
it's
hate X-Wings.
oversaturated.
No, because I'm
Hated
saying
X-Wings.
2 wings and a cockpit that look just like an airplane is
That
kind of
extend
boring.
into 4.
That's not enough.
That's not
It's
enough
not enough.
wings.
We
says
need
Ben.
6 or 8. Give me all the
Just saying,
wings.
Put 2 more wings on it isn't a great solution.
No, I think it looks good. I think we're just speaking with 40 years of Star Wars experience in
We're a
order to say
little
that that's not.
jaded, probably.
Yeah.
You're right.
I had a point and I lost. Oh, I don't know what it is about this watch, but I'm becoming acutely aware that there are bomb effects and fire effects that are literally just GIFs, PNG GIFs, clear GIFs.
Oh,
like, it's becoming very aware to me that there are some pretty weak.
This hangar looks very clean for what's going on. I'm sorry, I had to point that out, but
Listen, Terry's been on grind since.
That's why they never have Swiffer pads left for Vader's helmet. They keep the ship very clean.
It's actually Palpatine wants him to look fucking filthy so that he can harass him about looking filthy.
Nobody give Lord Vader a Swiffer dry duster.
I want to make fun of him for not looking presentable.
from here on, I'm gonna have to take a close look at the explosions, though, Jay, because I want to see what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna see them. It's mostly been like flame effects, like there's one. I've seen the the GIF of a flame effect that they used on the Super Star Destroyer that goes down, and I was like, oh, that hasn't held up because I could go grab that right now. But I mean, it's like 83. Like it really advanced for its time.
Cutting edge then, yeah.
It just doesn't hold up very well. But it's also like background shit, and people who haven't watched these movies 10 times in 3 years probably wouldn't notice. We
This
just
is the
skipped.
longest fucking 10 minutes of my life. Vader's here dying, and I'm complaining about how much longer I have to sit here with this fucking movie.
Just a somber death scene, and Ben's like, boring.
Somber death scenes, Ben. And Ben's just
Episode
like, are
2.
we done yet?
Episode 2 this rotation was when my usual watches started to seep into our enjoyable watches. Episode 6 is the one for Ben this rotation.
I peaked towards the middle of this one, but like right after the Emperor confrontation, I'm just like, all right, I'm done.
It's still better than the usual watch, though, right?
Oh yeah, easily.
Yeah. I mean, the only like drawback of these kind of watches is the fact that you can't just like slightly disengage and do other stuff. This is like the ideal format. Also, I doubt that. You can see in the flame effects and the explosion effects along the Death Star. I just pointed again.
I also love just glancing at Chris once in a while when he's been quiet for a minute, because Chris looks like he's actively disassociating for some
I
reason.
mean, he's very high.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the pretty lights.
That's I don't think I've ever mentioned this, but they actually copied the Death Star effect from Return of the Jedi and superimposed it on the Death Star effect in The New Hope, because the old explosion was kind of like
Subpar.
Yeah, like pretty subpar. It was just like 2 explosions right beside each other. Oh God, here comes the
Super weird.
incestual
Jedi
realization.
Han.
Han's about to be like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm gonna have to spend the rest of my life unpacking this.
To be fair, Han's like, you love him, don't you? And she's like, well, yeah. Like, Leia doesn't help the situation. There's not much she
has a
can
lot
do
of
to help it, but
she has a lot of sass, and she doesn't like being questioned.
that's why we love Leia, though.
It's also a product of her
queen.
upbringing.
Han Solo suddenly looking very sick.
Yeah.
Or not even
Please
giving
don't
him
kiss
a moment
me right
to
now. I'm
process.
gonna throw up. What do you mean he's your brother?
So you're telling me.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Get the fuck out of my house.
That's the best bit to come out of this
My
podcast.
headcanon forever will be whenever Han Solo is perturbed by anything, he's just gonna point and say, "Get the fuck out of my house."
That's currently my favorite video on the internet.
Yeah.
Good.
Except for the Steve Harvey Family Feud kill bit. That one's very good as well.
My favorite is Tim Curry going to space to flee capitalism.
I don't know, man. 10 hours of Yule log Vader burning is also very good.
That's very good.
Did we ever talk about the fact that I set that the morning of Christmas this year, like a video of that on in my living room? Did we ever talk about that on the podcast?
We did not talk about
God.
that, I'll tell you
I
that.
spent Christmas morning.
we have a gathering, if there's ever a gathering at my place of dwelling for the holidays, you better believe the TV is gonna be on.
Yeah.
And
Always
that's
fun
gonna
at Christmas
play.
time. Yeah, we're gonna have a weird kid, that's for sure, in a couple of years.
My God,
I'm gonna pass out.
that's what fires actually look like. Is there
God
supposed
damn
to be
it.
a giant robot in the fire? What's going on?
What do you mean your family doesn't watch Darth Vader burning every Christmas
Daddy,
morning?
why is there a man burning alive on the TV screen?
Oh, well, you see, he's a good guy now. This is symbolic of his redemption, I guess, because he
Good guy now.
threw one guy down a hole.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a really low bar for redemption.
Yeah, it's fucking true,
Yeah.
isn't
You
it?
throw one emperor down a hole and you're just redeemed.
Yeah. Never mind
All it
all that
takes
child
is-
murder.
All it takes is one burning hammer.
That's all it takes is one burning hammer. You're right.
Every time Ben says the words burning hammer, I've won. I've won life.
Jay has defeated life in the instances where I say burning hammer.
I'm really glad Yup Nub
Ugh.
isn't over this scene. You lose it,
Look at all the
Chris.
awkward rebel dancing. Hmm.
C-3PO is more animated dancing than most of the rebels.
Just awkward, like, swaying. There's, like, some arm stuff going on.
I like that Chewie goes over and hugs Lando, and Han Solo does not give a shit. And Chewie is cutting up the dance floor.
How is Han's shirt still so white?
Magic.
They've been fighting in the woods all day.
Oh boy. Hello, Hayden. You should not be here.
I mean, to be fair, Anakin in any capacity should not be there.
Oh yeah, he should be burning in hell. He should be on the
Star
same
Wars hell?
Look at him
podcast.
Space
here.
hell?
Look at him. He's just standing there, staring.
Menacingly.
It's such a weird scene for them to have used.
Ben, how was your watch?
My watch is dependent.
Dependent?
Yes,
The fuck does
dependent
that
on
mean?
you. I need you to go timestamp 1:50:28.
Oh
I
my
can't
god.
do that. I can't do that with this, so I have to open Disney Plus. Because the timestamps on
I
this
am fueled by nothing but spite.
What do you mean, Jay? You already had Disney Plus open to watch this movie, but you just closed it, so you have to reopen it.
No, Jay's watching on the Blu-rays.
Yeah, he was trying to make a
Oh.
bit, Ben.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to make a bit, Ben.
I know, but I am fueled by spite.
I will admit that you're wrong if I see that you are wrong.
I'd be like
150.28.
Yeah.
50.
A little before that, if you want to see the catwalk fall down.
Hi, gang. Sorry for listening to whatever the fuck this is.
50.
This is Ben being petty as hell.
This is the
It's
next
true.
Streaming
Ewok snap from.
forever.
Okay, Vader throws the lightsaber. Luke
Vader's
falls.
walking down.
Luke falls. They show
That's
Palpatine.
the saber igniting. Yeah, so he did ignite the saber at the bottom of the steps.
Hold on. You are correct. I apologize.
My watch was great.
Cocksucker.
I love you, Jay.
I admit I was
good.
wrong. Chris, how was your
Good,
watch?
good. Oh, it was also great. As these all have been so far.
These have all been great.
They're about to get really bad, but you know.
I don't even know if they're gonna get
I feel
bad.
like they're
as
gonna
much...
be good bad. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
Having-
feel like Rise of Skywalker, it's gonna be the most intense version of shit talking that movie we've ever done.
But that's gonna be good. That's
It's
gonna,
gonna
be
be-
good
it's
because we'll all be together.
yeah, it's gonna be therapeutic.
Yeah.
Jay, how was your watch?
It's great. I am going to be seriously depressed next rotation when I have to sit
Yeah.
down without you all.
Next rotation is gonna be rough.
This rotation is going to be rough. But maybe not, because we'll also have these. I don't know. That's going to be like a weird Inception thing if we do end up listening to these while watching.
Well, certain
Once
episodes.
again, we really are just transcending performance art in a really bad way.
Well, the problem with that is you two won't have the episodes to listen to while we do it. I will, because they won't be out yet.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, they will.
They will not.
By the time we get
We're
to
6
episode
weeks
1,
behind, yeah.
Wait a minute. You're right.
Yeah.
So we will be able to do that, and there you go. So maybe
Yeah.
it won't be as sad.
Again, transcending performance art in a really weird way.
We'll be with each other in spirit.
This rotation we just
hopefully-
recorded, we're going to listen to that while we watch the next rotation now.
And hopefully, we're with you all in spirit, and you're following along at whatever interval you feel like doing this. And we love you all so very much.
And
this,
no, go ahead,
Ben?
Jay. I totally lost what I was about to say. My mouth started making noises, and my brain didn't have words for it.
This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which Ben's mouth starts making weird sounds, and then he doesn't have anything to follow it up on. I love you, Ben, so much.
I also love you, Ben.
I love you both so much.
I love both of you beautiful people.
Love you both so much. This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. We love you all. Good night. Why are you laughing?
It was the saddest little air hug I've ever seen from Ben. It was like awkward, but he wasn't even hugging a real person, but it was still just as awkward.
I also only just realized how weird it is that I always say good night when these episodes release at noon.
We record in the morning and time is relative, so, or we record at
Time is
night and
relative.
time is relative. Yeah.
Time is a flat circle and we're riding the rim. Hey, if you enjoyed us, thought we were funny, like our content, or just really love our suffering and want to hear more of it, we're available all over the place and release episodes every Wednesday around 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and in a unique format over on YouTube that our fans seem to dig. You can join in on the conversation over on Twitter as well, at SWEWF. We're quite active and love to hear from our fans. Sincerely, though, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend with us on this car crash of a ride.